Hey everyone, welcome to week 3 of OWL, otherwise OWL. We are the Bellowing Children, or I am a part of the Bellowing Children, but I'm also joined by someone else who's part of the Bellowing Children. Introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. It's Dr. Slaking, the Slacking Doctor. It's good to be here. This is my first time on your channel as well, so that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, but I'm sure I mention you like every single time. But uh,
Whenever we do Owl, for sure, yeah. But it's
yeah,
nice to be here and to do Owl together. That's pretty fun.
it's so much fun. And so the team, if you're not aware, but if you're watching my channel, you should be aware, is I, Dr. Slacking, and Steven Thurston, I think is his last name. I just call him Steven.
Yeah,
Um,
same.
Yeah, so we're all on a team together. At this point in the weeks, I'm 1-1. They're 2-0. They're doing so much better than I am. Um,
Oh,
but
it's only been 2 weeks.
it's only been two
That wouldn't
weeks, but
worry.
it's fine. I was really worried for this game, and I didn't have a lot of time. So yeah, I was really worried. Isaac's team is like insanely good. Oh, I should mention, Team Slask is like the winner of last season, right? I wasn't here, so I don't know.
S- they won season 2, and season 1 wasn't complete, but at the time they had the best record.
Oh
So
my
they are
God.
essentially season 1 and 2 back-to-back
All
champions.
right, so we're facing Team Slask, who are the back-to-back champions, and I'm not feeling good about the game. But this is the sort of matchup we had. We got my hyper-offensive team against shit like Vaporeon and Uxie, and more hyper-offensive things like Coco and Mamoswine. So it was definitely really difficult to prep for. And I think I didn't have to worry too much about Rapidash and Leavanny, but like everything else was a threat in itself. Like I altered my team one way
Yeah.
and it just lost to Mamoswine. Then I altered it in another way and it lost to Gengar. And then another way it lost to Mega Heracross. So it was really, really rough to prep for, but this is the build. You haven't really seen it that much, but
I'm learning as well, but I'm excited for that. I can kind of react to stuff.
oh yeah, peak this Mew set, right? We got Rock Polish, and then things hit his entire
Yeah,
team.
with a physical build as well. That's pretty cool,
Physical,
actually.
yeah, yeah,
Because I don't
yeah.
think people expect it.
No, I don't think so either. And I think even without the rock pellet, I mean, it's the main point of it was to sweep late game and then get a Psychium Z off on either Mew, or sorry, not Mew. This is Mew. Either Vaporeon or Shaman, and then knock off Drain Punch just hits
Right.
everything else. And it's just
Guess with the Z on there, even if it doesn't sweep, it has the
right,
potential to break for you.
right, and just like nearly max adamant hits so hard. I had no idea. I thought it would do like
Yeah.
nothing, but it hits so hard. So hopefully we don't get burned, or hopefully we can set up a rock polish, and then it would just sweep. That's ideal.
Yeah.
Um, there's a Rotom here. It's basically the most generic Rotom set of all time, but it's meant to take special hits from Coco and Hydreigon, and then also beat things like Steelix and Mamoswine 1v1. And then if Mamoswine carries Freeze Dry, which a few people did in some of my mocks, I have the split up to take it.
Nice. Makes sense.
Yep. What else is it for? It doesn't beat Gengar, unfortunately, because Shadow Ball plus Energy Ball just destroys me, but it's okay. The next mon we have is Aerodactyl. Uh, it is just max adamant. Thankfully, I don't need to run. Once I'm mega evolved, I don't need to run. What is it, Jolly? Yeah, Jolly. I don't need to run Jolly to outspeed Coco, which is insane. So yeah, I can just run max adamant. After rocks, it two shots the defensive Vaporeon with Stone Edge, assuming I hit both of them, and then taunt. So Aerodactyl was like originally in my mind like the lead of choice. Um, because it like beat Uxie 1v1 or taunted Leavanny.
A fast taunt can be really nice, yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and then like my hair is all in my face. We got this is like a common trend for all my videos though. And then just Aerial Ace and Earthquake. So I don't know. It seemed fine. I need to start running
No,
this.
I think it's a nice set. Like you said, getting a fast taunt lead sometimes can be really, really crucial. It just depends on. It's one of these things until you see your opponent's team, you don't quite know if you're going to use it or
Right,
not. But
exactly. And I mean everyone's freaking bringing Scarf Electric types versus me, so
yeah,
maybe it's
yeah,
just not good. Who knows? All right, we got Vileplume, the god. It's literally put in so much work last week. I just had to bring it again. What I found really funny is right before the game, um, Isaac put up a video for the entire Owl League, and it was like number two was like Vileplume walling Kochoke last week in like Moments an Owl, but number one was the Zero Aura sweep of week one.
Yeah.
So it was just a heartbreak. But I was like, you know what? If Isaac's gonna do that to me, I'm just gonna bring the God. I'm just gonna bring Vileplume and see what it works out. I don't think on paper it matches up very well at all, but I did it anyway.
It earned its spot. And the other thing is, the irony is actually Valkyrie would have stopped the Zero Aura sweep week one.
Oh my God,
As
that's so
Panda's just
true.
wouldn't have killed you.
Yeah, but also
So
like preserving two Mons would have also done the same. So God freaking knows.
you,
But
yeah, maybe you just need to treat Vileplume as your lucky mascot from now
yeah.
on.
But I mean, on paper, it just has such bad matchup. Like Heracross, in some cases, one-shots it with Pin Missile still. If
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
Max Adamant, Rapidash is there. Yuxi can Psychic it. Gengar, since I'm not Spit F, does a pretty decent chunk to it with Life Orb. I'm pretty sure it 2 KOs with Sludge Wave. And then Mamoswine obviously is destroying this thing. But I actually brought it because I thought that it was gonna just be a really nice Vaporeon switch in, and
Yeah,
also would surprise the Hydreigon with Moonblast. So
yeah. And it does kind of wall Coco if he's not a physical Brave Bird set.
right, and I actually did the calcing, and like physical, unless he's like a boosting item, Brave does less than half of
Right, so
those.
if you brought like a scarf or anything like that, he's not going to be able to hit KO
Exactly,
you anyway.
exactly. Um, and even if he does, I don't even Sludge Bomb right away. I just go for like Strength Tap,
Strand set.
get all my HP
Yeah,
back, and it just does less. And he takes a
nice.
bunch of recoil. This is Metagross. I originally had Explosion because I'm obsessed with Explosion Metagross apparently, but it was either you or Steven who told me to move it to Meteor Mash. It might have been Steven.
Steven, yeah, not me.
Yeah, okay. You would have been like Explosion all the way.
Explode!
But
No, I just didn't see the scene.
yeah. Anyway, this is my rocker. It was just sort of the only viable rocker because it it was bulky enough to take at least one hit, and then it had priority dual stab, hits his team pretty decently. It gets pretty hard walled by Steelix, which is annoying, but I have my really nice answer in both Vileplume and Rotom Wash. What else
Yeah.
is a problem? Oh yeah, and Gengar, but Bullet Punch, so I don't know. Uh, and I think it actually takes one hit from Heracross, so I could have made it speedier to make it outspeed, but isn't Heracross faster naturally? I don't even remember.
I don't know. I think they're pretty similar.
I think they're similar, yeah. It would have been some games. The HP is better. And then the last one, shout out to Tangela Boots for this set. I didn't tell you that Boots helped me with this set, but he did. Is an Assault Vest Crocodile meant to Pursuit Trap Gengar, because if you can't tell, that thing just destroys this entire
Yeah,
team.
yeah, absolutely.
So I put Pursuit on there. And then I didn't go Intimidate because if I Pursuit Trap Gengar, there's nothing Gengar can do that two-shots me. Even if he predicts Crocodile to come in at full health and goes for like Energy Ball, it doesn't do over half with this spread.
Nice.
Um,
That's really cool.
yeah, I mean Focus Blast does, but if he lands 2 Focus Blasts in this game, I'll just it's over.
Just give up. That's it.
Just gonna click X. But anyway, Pursuit, Earthquake Knockoff, and Aerial Ace for the Shaman and for the Heracross. So that's super
Yeah.
cool. Pursuit and then Earthquake Knockoff is just there for General Stab. It doesn't really touch Hydreigon, but that's why I have this little Rotom Wash. So that's the team. It isn't as intricate as some of my other teams it's sort of intricate, but I just had a lot of stuff going on this week, so I sort of just took some sets and rolled with it, did a few mocks, and I was like, fuck it, let's do it, let's bring it. So
I think it's just a very like reliable build, a very solid build.
yeah, I didn't want to do anything that was too reliant on something. I just wanted to bring a bunch of mons that like all independently did where I didn't want to like plan any sort of like sweep or ending strategy.
Yeah.
Just wanted to build 6 mons that I thought were good against his team that synergized decently together. Didn't really have a huge game plan going in. I just was sort of like get rocks up and chip everything down and just hit buttons. So if you can
Makes
see,
sense.
yeah, it sounds easy. But you can see the matchup here in the replay. It's he didn't bring a lot of things that I thought he would. I don't know. What do you think he would have brought? Or like before the
To be
game?
fair, like the Gengar you knew was going to be a real problem, so that makes sense to be
Right.
here. I think he needs the Vaporeon and the Shaman a little bit to give him a defensive backbone and the Steelix for rocks and stuff as well.
Yeah.
Because if I remember right, his rock setters are a little bit limited.
Well, he has
Um,
Mamoswine. I thought Mamoswine or Yuxi was gonna come above the Steelix.
oh, that's true. Yeah, I remember. I must be thinking of someone else.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's yeah, I could see maybe the Mamoswine over the Steelix actually.
Yeah, or Yuxi.
But that would be
Yuxi
a
was
slightly
really
more offensive
yeah,
team.
Yuxi was really screwing me with like a Steven brought like a Thunderwave set against me in a mock, and it was so good. It just crippled everything with
I guess the fear is that there are a few things that you have quite a lot of things that get dark coverage, quite a lot of things that resist or are immune to psychic that are likely to come, like
yeah,
Metagross as well. Um,
Metagross.
yeah, I can see.
Yeah. And then Heracross was like, okay, unless he like shifted it around intentionally, which I sometimes do, but like if he just like built the team and didn't like change around the order of his mons, he like put Heracross as the first mon on his team, which was not what I expected at all. I thought there was a chance the Heracross didn't come, but it did. So gotta play
Yeah,
along
like you
with
say,
it.
he may have shifted them around
He
though.
may
It's
have.
hard to really
It's
trust
hard to
the.
tell, but regardless, like Heracross is still a pretty scary bring. I believe in Mox, Boots brought. Let's see. He brought Shaman. He brought Vaporeon. Boots brought like a very defensive team. It was like Shaman, Yuxi, Vaporeon, Gengar, Hydreigon, Koko, or something. So it's a bit more
Right.
defensive. But you know what? This might. I in my mind when I saw this preview, I thought it was going to be a much more offensive team. And you'll
Right.
see if it was or wasn't. But anyway, let's do the game. Uh, I let out with Rotom, and then I was like really scared here because I was like, do I Volt Switch? Do I Will-O-Wisp? Um, my fear was that he was gonna go right into Shaman, so I could just Volt Switch. But my fear was Steelix coming in and getting up free rocks, which didn't actually seem like that big of a fear in hindsight. So
Right.
um, regardless, he goes for U-turn. Which is insane, this damage, because I did a calc and it was like max adamant, so I was like, Jesus Christ.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. That's so you knew straight away that he
I knew
potentially was back in the Brave
immediately.
Bird.
And in my opinion, like, just in my mind, I was like, if Coco is running like physical, I feel like he would have to be Scarf because it's just if he was like just a regular Coco and going and like he'd have stuff like Wild Charge and he'd have stuff like Brave Bird, which would mean he's taking a lot of recoil, which would mean it would definitely not be a sort of like bulkier roosting Coco. And I didn't see a boosting item like Life Orb or anything. To me, it just seemed like if you're gonna run physical, you're not gonna run it like you're gonna run it Scarf because like you just sort of need to, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think we've already seen with the Zero Aura week one, he's going to think it's a good revenge killer
Yeah,
for Aerodactyl and a
yeah,
couple of other things. If he can clear out the one or two things in your team, you can start just
right,
spamming Wild Charge, or you would have thought that in prep. So I
right,
can definitely agree with you that I would start thinking to myself, this looks like
right.
and leading with it as well as a kind of
Exactly,
lead pivot. It makes sense that it would be a Scarf.
right, exactly. Yeah, so I just go for a Will-O-Wisp. I felt really dumb after this because I thought Volt Switch was the better play, but the reason I didn't go for Volt Switch was because, like, what if Coco stayed in and, like, just went for, like, something that two-shotted me, and then all of a sudden, shit.
Yeah,
So I felt like Will-O-Wisp
middle
was
ground
safe,
play
so I don't know.
for sure.
I'm sort of I wish I Volt Switched, but I mean the burn will probably help me out over time because as you'll see here, as I go right into Vileplume, he reveals leftovers, so it cancels the leftovers out.
Yeah.
And then this is just like stupid wish games. I'm gonna do it a little slower. This is just like really stupid wish games. I hate wish games so much. And then he brings in Gengar on
I,
this thing, and somehow he automatically knows that this Gengar walls my Vileplume, which is like, ugh. I'm like, he's screen peeking or something. It's unbelievable.
I mean, I don't know what Vileplume really runs to hit Gengar anyway, but
HP ground, my dude. But that's fair. That's fair. In my mind, I actually in building was like, what if I brought sleep powder? And now like, and then during the game, I was like, wait, if I brought sleep powder, I would look like a complete idiot.
yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
easiest way to beat Gengar. It'll be phenomenal. It'll work amazingly. And then I was like, shit.
Nope, not gonna work.
I know. I'm still literally like I feel like I'm back in the sort of like Gen 7 mindset, but I still forget about the terrains.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Constantly.
everyone does. It's so easily done. Z moves and terrains can be tricky.
Yeah. Like every time I face a Bulu, I'll like on my original thing, I'll be like Scarf EQ, easy, like super works
Yeah,
amazing, and then I'm all of a sudden I'm like shit. So
yep.
yeah, I have to go right into my crocodile, and this is the moment of truth. This is what I made this crocodile to do. He goes for Shadow Ball. He reveals Life Orb, and that's super good because what that means is Pursuit. Basically, if he stays in and goes for Energy Ball or Focus Blast, I lived anything uh, here, no matter what.
Yeah.
Except maybe like a max roll, modest Focus Blast. So that would be unfortunate if that happened. But if he stays in and he just hits me with something and I don't die from it, Pursuit guarantees kills after his second round of Life Orb, or he switches out
Right.
and just it's a good time. And since he revealed Life Orb, I know he's not
Yeah.
Colberberry.
Yep, makes sense.
Yep. So everything works out perfectly this turn. He switches out. I go for Pursuit, and I'm like, awesome. Threat is gone, and now I have a +1 Crocodile on the field. And I actually didn't think this would happen because shit, I don't know. I thought Crocodile would
Well,
just be so low at this point it wouldn't do much anymore, but I still got a pretty healthy
this was
Crocodile.
really, yeah, and this was really interesting for me watching the game because I thought this is, it played out really how it should, but
Mhm.
almost too easily. Like you bring in the crocodile, you take the resisted
I
hit, you click
know.
pursuit as he switches out. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
this is what I was wanting to happen. But then at this point, because I didn't know your set, I
Right.
thought you were Scarf.
That's what I
I
think that
didn't know
he
that Shadow
thought
Ball.
too.
Yeah, I wasn't running calcs to see how much Shadow Ball should have done, and it didn't. It probably should have immediately jumped out at me, but it didn't straight away jump out at me
Right.
like, oh, this crook is too bulky. Like it just seemed like, yeah, that's damage, whatever.
Well, the other thing too is since I revealed Moxie, I feel like he didn't even like calculate. He was just like Moxie usually means Scarf.
Exactly.
Like AV
That's
Croak
what it.
like
I think
basically always runs Intimidate.
really what sold it was, as you say, the Moxie. Because I saw the Moxie boost and I was like, okay, what are you going to switch in on Heracross now? Because Heracross is a problem. Looking at your team, I was like, oh,
Exactly.
this is going to be an issue.
Yeah.
So I completely get why Isaac went straight out into Mega Heracross and was
Exactly.
like, okay,
Exactly. And
let's start killing things.
I was actually really nervous because in my mind I was like, okay, if he sent this out, I just assumed that he knew I was AV, and I was like, okay, if he sent this out, he must be like Jolly, um, and because Jolly outspeeds this Crocodile, but
Right.
not, but unfortunately, if he isn't Jolly, I just get to go for an Aerial Ace. But in my mind, I was like, shit, he's probably Jolly. He sent it out. He knows I'm AV, so shit.
Hmm.
But then I was thinking, like, he went into this like very quickly. He definitely would not have had time to calc that Shadow Ball. So to me, I was just like, shit, I'll just stay in an Aerial Ace, and if I die right now, I'm fine with it because Heracross either dies or gets really, really, really low.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if he stayed regular form, I wonder if he would have outsped me there, but I'm not sure.
Regular and owl. Anyway, you have to first turn Mega.
Oh,
So
you do? Oh, I was really worried about
yeah.
that. Okay, well that's interesting to know. Um, all right, well I went to Aerodactyl here after this. In my mind, I was like free Earthquake.
Was this a roll on the Heracross? Because you were obviously at +1, but you didn't have a lot of attack investment, but it
You
was
know
still four
what?
times effective. So
I
I
actually
was sat there because I couldn't decide. I was like, is this a roll? Was that a roll?
let's figure it out.
And
Um,
more.
I don't think I have my set imported anymore, so I'll have to, it was 28 plus though. 28 adamant against. I don't know his exact Heracross set, but aerial ace. I was +1, right?
Yeah, +1 from the Moxie.
Yeah, he must have been like max HP. In which case I got like a high roll. He might have been like just a little bit of HP to
Yeah,
um to
a bit of speed
outspeed
and then a little bit
something.
of
Yeah,
HP.
but I don't know.
It
I
looks possible that was a roll.
It looks possible. It would depend on if he's speedy at all. But it
Yeah.
seems like it's in his favor most of the time. So I mean, I won't complain.
Oh no, definitely not. I was just curious.
Yeah, for sure. I actually was curious too. I forgot to check it, so I'm glad you said that. But I bring an Aerodactyl here, and I'm like, easy Earthquake. Like, nothing's
Yeah.
coming in. Because Vaporeon is... Can I check here? No, I can't. Vaporeon, I believe, is at like maybe 2/3 health. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought
Yeah, I
like...
think it's between 60 and 70-ish. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so
something
too.
like that. So in my mind, I was like, get a free Earthquake off. And I was so dumb. I was like, this Earthquake is going to two-shot this Steelix once he brought it in. I went for it, and it was just like, shit. But dead
Yeah,
ass,
Steelix is okay.
I know, it's so bulky. Dead ass, I calc it, and he's max HP, max defense. And I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck it, okay? Oh, fuck, that's my alarm. Okay. um, do you hear that? It says do your homework, you stupid. Yeah, I gotta do that shit.
I need one of those.
I know. Um, but yeah, this is like max HP, max defense, and I'm just like, what the fuck? I was not prepared for this at all. So, yeah, I was super worried. So I just go into Vileplume, and I'm like, all right, if he's max HP, no special defense, then Giga Drain should be doing a lot to this thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he gets up his rocks, which is a little scary because I have an Aerodactyl. But then he goes into Vaporeon. I'm like, who the fuck switches in Vaporeon to a Vileplume, right? I'm just what?
Yeah, that is. Maybe he's predicting a strength stat. I'm not
Well,
sure.
no. What happens is he's like max special defense. So I'm like, what? This is like, it's like I expected. It was weird because I expected Vaporeon to come, but I thought it was gonna be max defense, like guaranteed, because that would have like helped Aerodactyl out. Or would have
Yeah, and
helped for
potential
Aerodactyl.
like Metagross as well. If you'd brought like
Exactly.
a rock polish offensive Metagross or something.
Exactly. So I was just like, shit, this is like specially defensive. And I was like super worried about it, but I was like, I don't want to switch into anything at this point. I was super worried about it because also I didn't want him to get Heracross back up and catch me on a switch. So I sort of just stayed in for a while and did the wish thing. I don't know. Did you think I should have done something else? I figured like,
I think that this thing being like you were going to guarantee it was fairly low, but I think you were right to make sure he didn't get to like wish into anything else.
yeah. I thought he was gonna go into even like Steelix or something. Maybe even like catch a Sludge Bomb from Shaman to get a free switch to Shaman, but
Yep.
nope. I reveal Moonblast there, which is a little bit dumb of me, but I didn't want to like make it turn
You
into like a
you
PP war. People PP
to
war.
save Moonblast 4 though. Like Heracross is so low, you'd kill it with a Sludge Bomb anyway. So like,
Exactly.
I don't think revealing Moonblast was a problem.
That's fair. But he roars me, which I'm like, what? And I was super blown away because I thought we were just gonna play that game forever.
Yeah.
But alas, that didn't happen. So he roars me onto Mew, and I'm like, fuck, this is the thing that's supposed to like be in the end game. It's supposed to clean in the end. It's gonna be perfect. But all of a sudden he's roared me out, and it's gonna be a bad time. And I get super worried, and I think to myself, all right, well, let me think about this. I don't know what this Shaman set is yet. This Vaporeon would need to be Z moved for me to do anything to it, and then the Steelix like barely takes anything from a Drain Punch. So in like I'm thinking to myself like, okay, this is supposed to sweep, but like I feel like right now in this moment, it's gonna do a better job as a wall breaker.
Yeah.
So first I knock off to make sure that it's taking 6% every turn, so the leftovers isn't like building up for it. Then I start going for Zen Headbutts. And because he's specially defensive, I know this is going to do a lot. So it does 45%, and he flinches. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that did suck, but
I don't
it's
know.
hard to say because it's still pretty mid game, so it's hard to really.
Exactly. The problem, and I'm not gonna spoil the end game, but like the problem in my mind is like shit. I just flinched him, and it's gonna force him to either switch out or um, it's probably gonna force him to switch out, and then he goes into Shaman here, and I'm like, okay, this did 25%, so I don't really care about the flinch because of that reason, because I think he could have just very easily gone to Shaman in the first place.
Yeah, that's true enough. I mean,
Like
yeah, there's the potential for that too.
like in my mind, like this Shaman beats this Mew, right? I mean, I feel like it was not smart of him to just like risk his Vaporeon like that.
I think it was. I don't know if he necessarily was expecting Zen Head, but still, even though he'd seen the knockoff and stuff, like he might not have been expecting it still.
But
So
like even
there's a chance for that. And he may have was just getting a little bit like eager to get it healthy again with another wish and stuff, and then get out
yeah,
once it's at full health. I don't think it was a bad play so much as it was a slightly greedy play.
it was greedy.
But I can understand it still.
I still feel bad about it, but I just in my mind I was like Shaman's like so much better. But anyway, I calc the damage against this Shaman, and I'm like, why is this so bulky now? I'm max
Yeah,
adamant. See, I thought this team would be so hyper offensive, and I shit you not, Matt. I shit you not. Max AP, max defense. It's
yeah.
absurd.
I must admit I didn't expect it to do that little damage when you showed me that you were adamant.
It's absurd. I was like, and it's got leftovers, so I got to switch out. And I'm freaking out here because I think this Shaman just beats my team if it has like Psychic or Air Slash for Vileplume.
Oh yeah, that's true. That would be scary.
Yeah, yeah. So I was calculating. I was like, shit. And in my mind, I was like, all right, if I come in, like I should be able to take Psychics, I should be able to take Air Slashes, and then he goes for Seed Flare. And I was not thinking about this in my mind that the special defense drop could happen.
Yeah,
So I'm just like, well, fuck, there goes that plan out the window.
yeah.
So he switches out here, and I should have realized that as um, a reason he doesn't have, what do you call it, Psychic or Air Slash. I should have been like,
Yeah.
that probably means it doesn't have Psychic or Air Slash, which means
I mean, if
Vileplume
he's
won't.
a bulky set, he's probably just running like Seed Flare, Synthesis, maybe Leech Seed. You know, it
Yeah,
could be a sub seed set. It could be anything.
yeah, that's true. I just wasn't thinking of that, so I just went into Metagross thinking like he'll Psychic or Air Slash, and he doubles into Vaporeon, and I'm like, I don't know why he did that, but obviously now I understand why he did that. Um,
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
and he goes into Vaporeon, and I cannot let this Vaporeon wish back up. So I hit the Zen Headbutt. It brings in the Steelix for free, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, the Steelix is taking no damage. It's tragic. It's so sad. But here I make an insane play. Here, let me go back. I'm like, all right, this Steelix thinks I'm gonna go into Rotom, right? Either Rotom or Vileplume, right? So let me set up my rocks
Yeah, for
as
sure.
he like goes for like a Toxic or a Roar or something. Like let me set up my rocks here, get them up for free, and then he can roar me out into something just a little bit more good. And then I get Rotom. So it's a little bit
Nice.
unlucky for him, but lucky for me. But I think I don't know. I feel like the play I
I mean,
did
there wasn't
rewarded
too
that.
much that you. I think the only thing that you didn't want to get rolled into really was the Mega Aerodactyl because you could still
Hmm.
Drain Punch this thing with Mew presumably for some half decent. Like at least you'd get some recovery and
Yeah, it'd be
stuff,
like
and maybe 1v1
25%
it that
maybe.
way.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
so like I think you had at least a 50-50 chance to get rolled into something you wanted, and then
Hmm.
it just happened to be perfect that it was this thing.
Exactly. So, here, and then I make another ballsy play. I'm like, is he actually going to keep his like very high health, non-specially defensive Steelix in against this Rotom? And I'm like, no. So I just go for a Volt Switch. And I almost Hydro
He's
Pump. I
so
definitely
hype.
like, yeah. I almost
I
have the
was
button on
jumping up and
Hydro
down when
Pump.
you did that.
Yeah. I mean, I had the button on Hydro Pump. I was like, wait, he's gonna totally bring Vaporeon in here as a last ditch effort. So I go for the Volt Switch. And
Nice.
I think it really secured me some momentum at this point in the game, which is really nice. Because
The
Heracross
thing is
dies
as
to
well.
rocks.
Yeah, I was gonna say Heracross dice the rocks, and the thing that I liked about that play is it was fairly risk free because Steelix couldn't do too much to your Rotom anyway. So like it
Exactly.
was just a nice like risk free aggressive play.
Exactly. And then here I do a Strength Sap in the middle of this sort of war so that Heavy Slam does less, and then I get a little bit more back from Giga Drain. Then he roars me here, and it brings me into Mew, which is fine because I can just Drain Punch and take it out and get some health back. So at this point, I'm feeling pretty good. Did Matt die? Matt might have died. Oh, there he is. Hi, Matt. Where is he? Aw, he's gone. Should we wait for him? I don't know. Matt, where are you? No. Okay, this is a recording. It's gonna be all live. It's gonna be great. Sorry, I don't. If you like me doing calls with people for post comms, let me know. I just feel like post comms with like just myself, pretty boring. But he disconnected. 1 sec, it's bugging out hard. Oh no! All right, I'm gonna stall it. I'm gonna stall it. I'm gonna stall it. It's gonna work. Don't worry. Oh my god, things are happening on my laptop. Ah. My battery's dying. This is like not a good time. Uh-oh. I'm a mess. It's okay though. But yeah, I went for the Rain Punch here because I was like, shit, just takes out Steelix. And I'm feeling pretty good at this point in the game because I still wrote down that I think this Coco's Scarf, and if it is, well, first of all, if it isn't Scarf, then I just like go into Aerodactyl and kill it. If it is Scarf, then I should be able to like win the end game with my walls, and then Heracross is dead, and then I just gotta like bring Shaman down a little bit. Are you back, Matt? Hello? It says you're muted. Uh-oh. Don't leave me, Matt. Where you at? I'm so sad. Can't hear you. Yeah, this is what we call raw post commentary. You'll be damned if you think I'm gonna edit this part out. Fuck no. Where you at, Matt? Oh, it's too bad. No, he left. Okay. If he's not back in a little while, I'm just gonna start doing it without him. But I feel really bad. It was gonna be so cool, and then Matt left. Matt's like the coolest person ever. I'm gonna talk about him like right now, and then he's gonna like watch back the recording. He's gonna be like, damn, Aquarius talked a bunch of nice things about me. Matt's super cool. I'm glad he invited me to these things. Oh crap, you can hear me. Ooh, I was shit talking you. Where are you? Jesus Christ. I'm so sad. I'm feeling pretty good at this point in the game, though. Yeah. Because everything's, like, really high health, and then he's just, like, really low health on everything. Where you at, my dude? Matt. Oh. Unmute. I'm so sad. Alright, well, I'm going to just talk about this next play here, because I don't even remember what happens. You ready? Oh yeah, I do remember what happens. He goes for a U-turn, and I'm like, this is a big misplay on my part. I was like, he's just going to stay in and get damage off of me, and that was just like super dumb of me. There was no way which he was just going to like stay in. He was going to go for a U-turn, so I thought that once he U-turned, I was like, all right, well, I can get this. I went for the Shattered Psyche, and I was like, it'll do great versus the Shaman. It's great. It's a good time. And then I forgot that Heracross existed, so I just blew my Z move. Are you there? Matt? I hear you slightly. Vaguely. No! Ugh, this is so sad. Yeah, I blew my Z move. This is the most tragic moment of all time. But we're up 5-2. It's a good time. But like I said, I was up 5-2 in the game versus Nico. 5-2. I was up 5-2. Same situation. And Nico had a Scarf Electric type in the back, so I am not going to screw this up. So he's going to go for a U-turn, take out my Mew. I didn't want to switch anything else in. He's going to go right into a Shaman. And I am going to go right into my Vileplume, because even if he has Psychic Career Slash, which in hindsight he didn't, but in my mind I was like, even if he does, I can just get a big Sludge Bomb off, and it would be a good time. Now here I was like, crap. So now my Spit F is gone, and there is no... now my Spit F is gone, and now I don't live Psychic Career Slash. So I switched out for that reason into Metagross, because I was like, I can get damage off this thing, and then he goes for Earth Power, and I was like, was that just a wild read, or was it like smart? And then he goes for Synthesis, and I'm like, all right, It seems at this point like he does not have the Psychic or the Air Slash. So come on, Isaac, you talking a bunch of how great Vileplume is at walling and not even prepared for it on your Suicune. Very unfortunate, but I'm just messing around. But I go for a Meteor Mash here because I want to get it in range of Vileplume's Sludge Bomb. And then yeah, I don't. And then I think to myself, Rotom has no more like utility anymore, and I want to keep Metagross around to Bullet Punch Coco if I need to. So I do that. So I just let Rotom die to the Seed Flare, and then I go into Vileplume. He Seed Flares me. I don't get the drop, which I think is deserved because he got the drop every single time during this game, except for this time. Goes for an Earth Power, does basically nothing, and I'm going to go for another Sludge Bomb. And now, if he is choiced, which I think he is, he has to lock himself in a Brave Bird to kill me, which would mean he doesn't kill Aerodactyl, because I would be at 75%. If he isn't choiced and he kills me, I can just Revenge with Aerodactyl. And if he's Shuka, then I can go into Aerodactyl, get the Earthquake off, and then go into Metagross, make it a 1-0. So I felt like in every single situation I was going here, he can't set up a Calm Mind because Aerodactyl will still do a bunch of damage. He just goes for the Wild Charge, I get the Sludge Bomb off, and we win the game. So super cool. It seems that Matt's not coming back, which is very sad, but it's okay. Hopefully you enjoyed his presence for the short time we had it. But yeah, I win the game 3-0, and it's super cool because I was super sad and super demotivated for Owl. And even before this game, I was kind of disappointed and not really pumped up for Owl because I felt like in my mind, okay, so like I'm just gonna speak like truths to you right now. In my mind, I feel like ABC is just a little bit more enjoyable for me because it feels a little bit more like a community, a little bit more than Owl. But I love Owl for its competition. My problem is that I don't want to get too entrenched in competition. But I also like winning, so like I can't. I don't know. It's just ABC has a better vibe than Owl, and I was like, I'd rather prep my ABC game, and I wasn't really in a great place mentally last week, so this was pretty last minute, and I'm glad it paid off. And honestly, beating one of the people on the winning team of Season 1 and Season 2 is super. It feels really nice because I feel like Isac is the first opponent I've had in a while who I can comfortably say is like a phenomenal. Like, I think a ton of people, I was going to say phenomenal battler. A ton of people I played are phenomenal battlers, but I think Isac has a really strong reputation that's going to, I was really sad because I was doing really well in ABC and then I lost to Nico and I was like, it's so sad. Are you back, Matt? Say something.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I was just talking about the end of the game. Did you have any comments on the game before that point?
I was saying some stuff when I disconnected. I don't know if you heard it, but
No.
it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
We beat Isac 3-0, which is cool.
Yes.
Yes. And I was just saying I was super demotivated before this game because I was like, ugh, I like ABC better because I'm doing better, and also I feel like people in Owl think I'm trash because I made some shit plays in week 1, and my goal was not just to win, but it was also to redeem myself against someone who I think is considered maybe a top 25th percentile player in this league, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Isaac's someone who generally makes playoffs in most leagues he's in. He's a part of the team that have won the Owl back-to-back, essentially. So
yeah,
he's definitely, a very respected player.
Yeah, it was definitely a really, really good confidence booster for me. And that's really what I needed because I play Boots next week and I don't want to get my ass handed to me because Boots is a phenomenal player. He's insanely good. And I was like, shit, if I lose to Isac, what if I go like 1-3 and then everyone thinks I'm awful and then I just get in slumps after that. I wanted to get out of that. So it was a really good motivation booster for me. And I was the first one to play and I was like, all right, Steven and Matt, just one more win. But you want to tell them, Matt?
Well, they'll have to go and watch my video. That's the only solution.
All right, that's fair. That's the only solution. You'll see what happens. But we did beat Isac. I'll tell you the result. of everything at the end of at the start of week 4, if you don't already know. But yep, my computer battery is about to die, so I'll wrap it up here. Thanks for watching. Super glad. Vileplume just coming in clutch again. I don't know why this thing is 4 points. It's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good.
So good.
It's amazing. I remember in chat when we were drafting, I was like, I don't know why the fuck Vileplume is 4 points. I'm taking it now. Like, it was like 7th pick. I was like, it's happening.
Before that, when Amoonguss and Mega Venusaur both went,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, should I take Vileplume or regular Venusaur?
If you took Vileplume, I was gonna go to NWL. It's official.
Well, the thing was, I decided the regular Venusaur was better, even though both you and Steven told me Vileplume was. I was like, I'm going to take Venusaur. I don't need to listen to them.
Nope.
But now you have proven to me in the future that Vileplume is definitely better.
Is a god. I swear to God, it's amazing. So that's it. And that's week 3. The team is doing pretty solid. We're still first in our division. I personally am 2-1, which is super cool. Nice to be positive. Hopefully we can continue the streak against Boots, or at least put up a really, really good game against him, and continue this momentum into ABC as we head into the playoffs. Other than that, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see y'all later.